brothers and sisters, here I stand with a really heavy heart, because pictures and news from Ukraine, they are bringing lots of memories from my childhood, because I grew up during the war. I was 12 when the war started, I was already 15, 16 when it ended, and pictures and memories from the war, they are not nice memories. I remember they were bombing us a lot. I remember people were going to fight, people were dying, some families were moving from one to another city, some families were moving to another countries. Sometimes we didn't even have enough food, sometimes we didn't have electricity, and the most asked question was why? Why me? Why my family? Why my people? Why my city? Why my country? Why? And we didn't have answers. We didn't have any answer, just like we don't have one right now. But at that time, I didn't understand that we live in a broken world. And when we live in a broken world, then we will see that really bad things will start happening, even to good people. I didn't understand it at that time. Lots of people around me couldn't understand it. Even now, it's so difficult to understand, and it's so difficult to accept that reality, that this is happening to our brothers and sisters in Ukraine. It's really difficult. But from our war, I do remember there was one thing that people really needed. There was one thing that people mentioning it a lot, and that was hope. People were talking about hope a lot. My mom, she was always saying, I hope it will be better. But as a human beings, at that time, we started putting our hope in a wrong place. And when you start putting your hope in a wrong place, when you start putting your hope in some other countries to come and save you, when you start putting your hope in some other organizations, when you start putting hope in people, it is hope, it is a good hope. But it's a false hope. It's hope that won't help you. That hope didn't help us. And I wish, brothers and sisters, that back then I had someone to share hope and faith and trust in God with me, because that was the hope that we needed. We really needed that. So, brothers and sisters, you have that hope. And there are lots of people around us who need that hope, but they don't have it. But they have you, they have me, they have us. And we are the ones who should go, give them hope, share trust in God with them, because that is hope they really need. They need hope, they need something to hold on. And we know that God didn't promise us ever that we won't go through difficult or hard times. It is happening right now, but He did promise us that He will be with us. He promised us that He won't leave us. He promised that He won't forsake us. He promised to be our rock and our refuge. He promised those things, and He is the one who keeps His promises. He is the one who won't leave us. He will do that what He promised. But we need to put all our hope, all our trust in His hands. And when we put hope and trust in His hands, then we will receive that peace in God's presence that we all long for. But there is one thing that I would really like to share with you, and I feel that I need to share it from my heart. And that is a trap that is so easy to fall into when you go through hard times in our lives. And during the war in Bosnia and Herzegovina, everyone started thinking, we are in the right. Everyone started thinking, this is not fair. This shouldn't be happening. I'm just a victim. It is not fair. And it's true, brothers and sisters. It is not fair. This shouldn't be happening to you. This shouldn't be happening to us. But it is. It is happening. It is reality. But then, when those hard things start happening, my people in Bosnia and Herzegovina, everyone started thinking they are in the right. And that moment, when you start thinking that you are in the right, you open the place in your heart, you open the place for anger, for bitterness, for disappointments, even for hate. You open your heart for those things. And my people, 25 years after the war, they still suffer. They suffer because they hold those things. They hold them in their heart. And brothers and sisters, tonight I'm asking you, I'm asking all of us to check in our hearts. And if we see any self-righteousness, any anger, any disappointments, any shame, any anger, any fear, any hate, please clean your heart. And just like we are giving all hope and trust and putting it in God's hands, we should give all those wrong feelings to God and He will set us free. So if we don't do that, it will eat our hearts like a cancer. We really need to give it to God, so please don't hold it in your heart. And at the end, I would like to remind all of us that we should always ask God's righteousness first, His righteousness, not our righteousness. That we should put all our hope, all our trust in Him, and He will be with us. He won't forget us. And I would like to read one verse for the end, and it's Hebrews 10:23, where it said, "We know that we can trust God to do the things that He had promised. So we must continue to expect those things. We must tell other people that we trust God. We should not stop doing that." Brothers and sisters, God promised that He will be with us. God promised to keep His promises and He won't fail. So I'm asking you to put all your hope, all your trust in God, and He will be with you. May God bless you all.